The way Cyte works is he's all based on weak points. That's the biggest thing. So shooting weak points is going to be super strong for this dude because he scales a lot of damage, and also it buffs the way your abilities work. So the one is used to make all the weak points vulnerable. So it's a cone, you see, so it actually works in that direction. So if you want it to work in the other direction as well, because you want to cover 2 spawn points, then you're going to have to do what I just did right now, is make one on facing the other direction and one facing that way. That way it covers all ground for all the enemies. The 2 is basically like Lavos' ability, where you get to pick what kind of element you want to use for the current clip in your weapon. So this works for all weapons, by the way. So let's say if I wanted to put viral, I could put viral. And you see how he throws little ammo packs on the ground? Your teammates could take advantage of that, and you can also use it yourself. But it doesn't really matter for yourself anyway. But the coolest thing about it is that you could be using, let's say I'm using my Fel Arcs right now. I could use it. You see how I'm running out of ammo? I could press the 2 again, and it'll give myself ammo again. And it's the viral again. So I can basically give myself unlimited ammo doing this, you see? So I could do this forever. As long as you have energy, of course. So, yeah. That's pretty amazing, right? It doesn't work with battery weapons. That's the only downside. But that's still amazing. And this thing still works with his exclusive sniper, which is his 4. But we'll get to that in a second. The 3 is his invisibility. His invisibility is different than all the other invisibilities, like Loki's and Ash's and all those. Because the way it works is when you go into invisible mode, you have to shoot at enemies' waypoints to give yourself more cooldown or more duration, I should say. So basically the way to really maximize this is to use your 4, the sniper, shoot weak points. I keep calling it waypoints. You shoot the weak points, and what the weak point does when you're using your 4, which is the sniper, you shoot the weak point, and it turns into an AoE that hits all weak points of all the enemies in the area. So this is based on your range on your character. So the coolest part about that is that you could basically extend the 3, which is your stealth, permanently, and your stealth will never run out as long as you keep shooting at the weak points and extending your duration. So it's just endless invisibility, basically, with that. The downside with it is that it doesn't really work too well when you're doing, like, you know, a mission where you're running through the map, like an exterminate or a capture or something like that. Oh, I didn't mean for the mission to start up. So that's the only downside with it, because basically once it runs out, it goes on a cooldown. And you see how it says 60-second cooldown? So that's like basically Lavo style, where you got to stuck, you know, waiting for the cooldown to come back. But the cool thing about it is that when you're shooting at weak points and the weak points give you more duration, right? As long as you pass that 60-second threshold, then once your invisibility runs out, you could press the 3 again and go back invisible again. So that's the cool part about it. The cooldown is like working in the background. So yeah, that could save your ass in a bad situation where you just had to run or something like that. The 4, like I was explaining with the whole ricochet thing, it basically, when you shoot at a weak point, it's gonna bounce across all the targets in the radius. Right now, I'm using stretch and auger reach on my build, and that's giving me 17.5 meters, which is still very good, because when you think about it, you're gonna be shooting at enemies like crazy anyway, so you don't really need that much range anyway. Because I tried overextended, and overextended ruined the strength a little too much, to the point where it was kind of ruining the build, because the multiplier on this weapon scales on strength, and also, you know, the weak point damage of your 1, and, you know, the damage of your 2, because that also buffs your damage for your weapons when you're running the 2 in the clip. So yeah, so it's important to have strength in this build. So yeah, that's basically how this guy works. It's pretty all his kit works together really well. Also, one thing I forgot to add with the 4 is that if you press alternative fire with the 4, it's an AoE blast that freezes enemies. So it's basically like a free little crowd control that you could use to help do headshots better. So I'll show you an example of that when we start playing. But it's really cool. But let me, this mission is already like pre-started, so let me just get in there. So I'm gonna set up some weak points. So you see how I set up a few of them. I have the sniper running. I'm gonna go invisible. You see the weak points right there? You could actually see them. See, when you shoot it, you see it hits everything AoE, so it killed everything in that whole area. And then, boom. And now, I could freeze enemies with the alternative fire. You see that? And then you can shoot at weak points a little bit better. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool the way it works. It doesn't look like this guy is good for a defense mission because obviously I'm not protecting the objective properly unless I kill a lot of things very fast. So if your aim sucks, then you're probably going to struggle with this. And it's not going to be as fun. So, yeah. Anyway, that's how he works. He's really cool. I'm really enjoying this guy a lot. He's definitely going to be like a new main of mine where I play him a lot. But, yeah, he's a badass. He's just not good for defense missions. So let me get out of here with that. But, yeah, he's good. He's a good guy.